Hey guys, Chris, BlackRifle Survival. You saw from my intro that I have a new knife in my collection. Well, let me introduce you to a brand new knife. This is still in the works with Josh Navarrete. So working on our NK BRS V2, stands for version 2. Basically we boiled down our formula to these few specs. We've got a 3/16 thick CPM 3V steel, working on 9 3/4 overall length, 4 1/4 inch cutting edge, and we've put a 90-degree spine on it. I'll show you some other cosmetic features that I implemented in the design to make sure that we could use this in multiple positions for different tasks, and this is where the fun begins. As I showed on the table before, we've got an SE6. Pretty familiar knife for a lot of people. It's definitely a hardcore knife. And we've got my NK BRS Prototype 2 side by side. You guys can see the handle swell. Josh went ahead and made sure that this was contoured like my drawing. We talked about it over the phone. Sent a lot of messages back and forth, but we wanted to make sure that we had some options to work with this knife. SE6 has got a choil. BRS V2 has got a choil. Let's keep moving on. Moving on to the next knife to compare. We've got the Tops Bob Fieldcraft knife, Brothers of Bushcraft. Again, another popular knife, well built. This one's a little skinnier, again, in comparison with my knife. Almost similar in size. The third and final knife that I brought out to compare it with is the Schrade SCHF 42D, designed by Brian Griffin, and my NK knife. So you guys can see that the handles are pretty similar in size. This one's the Grivery handle, so it's not as slick. This is my Carta. Again, you guys can see the pommel area. They're about identical in size. So this just gives you an idea with these knives, if you have any, what my knife feels like and looks like. So now it's time to test it out and see what it can do. We're gonna throw some sparks now. So we've got the ferrous seam rod. Pan you guys down just a tad. And let's go ahead and show you that 90 here. Perfect. The whole top of the knife is sharp, so I can pick and place this wherever I want, even on the tip. So I'm thinking this is really effective at throwing sparks. So now we gotta light some wood, but at that point I only have full sticks here, so we're gonna go ahead and whittle those down, get some tinder going, start some feather sticks, we'll baton. We gotta put this through the ringer here. As you can see, nuts mucked up, and it cleans off real nice. Let's start with the eucalyptus. Let's just start hard right now. And I'm gonna need a baton. Of course, I think I burned my last baton, so this is that flat grind. Got just over a 4 1/4 inch grind, so I can line it right up and beat it through. Seems to work nice. Got a little bit of shock in the handle, that's to be expected. This one's a little bit larger. So I'll show you how this is working. So we've got the tip of the knife. That flat grind seems to be prying the wood apart. We don't have any bending. I mean, the 3/16 is really thick. I have no problem putting this through the wood. Again, there's something really cool about designing a knife yourself and then getting to use it later. It's really cool. This is actually, feels like cheating. It's so dry. Let's see, we've got some pine here. Looks like white pine. See if we can borrow one of these and just drive it home. And in the past, you guys might remember, I do have a video testing the Josh's knife, the Alpha. That knife was a beast. I didn't do a lot of testing on it. But it performed very well. Chris Tanner prepared mine 101. Actually, that's not a good baton. He tested it. William Myers of Mantis Outdoors also tested it. And this is basically identical as far as the performance for me, but I believe his was a saber grind, if I recall. This is a full flat. There's our first knot right here. I could feel it, it stopped. I'll drive it home. I'm just destroying this pine. It smells good though. Okay, well, I think we can continue on. I want to keep going at that knot. We're gonna hit it right in the middle. Drive it straight down. See that knot right there? Just blew right through it. I'm really liking this knife so far. Let's do an edge check as always. I'm not seeing any kind of rolls or chips. Perfect. And I also designed the tip to kind of be like a Kephart style. So it is in line with the handle as much as possible, so the knife would be centered if I was making a bow drill divot. So let's do that right now. Got another piece. We'll go ahead and throw one right in the middle. Let's see how well this bores out a divot. I'll make a couple for you guys. So there's 3 divots right there. I think that would work good for a bow drill set. Just at least start. Well, now we've got 2 options. I can do some chopping, some fine task. I think I'll go in reverse order now. So I'm gonna go ahead and choke up here on the choil, and we'll test this flat grind out, see if we can feather stick eucalyptus. Now I do have a lot of control being able to hold the knife in between my thumb and my pointer. It just gives me that extra grip. Now this is my first flat grind compared to my SEs, which I do have those. I'd want to do a test side by side and see how well that grind does in comparison with mine. I'm not doing a battle of the knives yet. Obviously this is in the trial period here. But I just wanted to show you guys that this will make nice curls for being a thicker blade as well. So we can save these for the fire later. So I'll set this one aside. Let's try feathering some pine. My good old enemy here, because I can never do it. So let's test it out. Let's see if this knife will make my feather sticks look nice. Clean off a section here. Yep, once again everything's chipping off. Okay, this knife makes it look easy. Yeah, Josh, you did a really good job grinding this knife out for me. Got some feathers on pine. That's the first for me on this channel, at least. Most of mine just flake off or it's dry rotted. This works. Alright. Let's utilize some chopping. Let's see what we can do here. So for this I'm going to do the full hand grip here, and then what I'll do is I'll choke back and I'll let you guys know if the knife feels like it's slipping, if I have any hot spots. So far this has been very comfortable in my hand. This knife does weigh a bit more. It's a little heavy, but it works. It feels good. So let's make this a sharp stick here. Now I got a bunch of bark on the back of this. Let's see if I can get that to stay. I'd say it took that bark down pretty quick. Now if that was green wood, it'd probably come off easier. But everything we will save here for the fire. Just brush it off to the side. And where was I? Besides chopping. Let's move back to a 2-finger, 3-finger grip. I'll start with a 3-finger. Actually, let's even check the balance point here on the knife without dropping it. Balance point is right where the scales are brought down here. So that balance is real nice. So as long as you're behind that fulcrum area, you get all the weight in the front. This almost hits like an axe. So hard to knock the bark off. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I mean, it's quickly getting into the wood. I do feel a little bit of it poking me in the back, so I might fix that later in the next design. Let's go ahead and do 2 fingers here and keep a solid grip. That just really digs in. I mean, you can see it's just nailing that wood. Alright guys, so we're back now. I wanted to do a little bit of notching here just to see what we could do. I'll try out this piece of pine here. So let's go ahead and do some push cuts. You can see it's sharp everywhere, even at the tip here. So if I really want to do some whittling, I'd be able to do so. And I'll just carve into the front here. Show you guys with that grip on the choil, be able to carve into the wood here. I don't know what the hell I'm making, but it's carving. Maybe say for like a spoon if I'm trying to hollow out a spoon here. You know, if I got to get in the bowl area, just kind of dig that out. This tip's able to do it. It's small enough. It fits in there real nice. I'm being cautious of my finger. Yeah, so I think I could carve a spoon maybe. Haven't done one before, but you can start working on it if you have the time. So let's do some notches here. So bring that one in. Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck I'm carving. I'm just having fun with the knife, just getting familiar with it. It's my first time using it. Again, I can already tell you I like the feature of the choil being that close. It gives me a lot of control. So, if you're making a notch for wrapping some paracord around a tent stake, you'd be able to make some. It's kind of a fugly looking one, but hey, it is a notch of some sort. We can do the old school notches with a baton. Where did I put it? Of course I lost it. There it is. So need be. It sticks. When I stab it into the wood, it sticks. Kind of a square notch looking thing. So you can see I'm just chewing all the way around it. And again, this is pine, it's a softwood, so easy way to break it, I guess. Wood selection's pretty bad, so I think we're gonna need to make some new wood. Really put this knife to the test. And we've got a giant piece of pine here. Now obviously this is not gonna fit through the log. It's more than twice its size. It's like an 8-inch diameter log. So what we're going to do is, like any other person, cut it down in quarters. So hopefully this will stay in one place. The stump's kind of wet, but because I'll have to trust me on this, I'll start halfway up, get my baton, and let's just take a corner off here, start working our way down. I'm just hoping this baton will work because it's kind of light. need something heavier. Maybe I'll beat it with this. I've only got a little bit of tip to work with. Knife's kind of thick, so it makes it difficult, but it is workable. And obviously I'd have a different baton of a hardwood, but I don't have that option right now. So we're pitting 2 softwoods and hopefully not boring you guys to death. Just showing you the tip here. I know I'm not supposed to wrench on it, but I'm confident in this knife to have enough strength. Don't really see that much flex. I can feel a little, but the handles are still solid. Still kind of wet, really stringy. Let's pry this piece off here. Take all the bark too. Yeah, so eventually after about 5 hours I could probably get through this, but I want to keep testing it. Alright, we've got our new test. Let's zoom you guys in here. Let's do some chopping here. See how well this thing sinks in. Feel a little bit of vibration on my ring finger back here on the handle, so that's one thing I'm noticing. It sinks in okay. Again, it's not a blade heavy knife, it's right in the center, so this isn't made for chopping, but I designed it to do all these things if you had to. So it gets in there. Yeah. Alright guys, well I know I wasn't originally going to do it, but it's my knife. That's what I designed it for. Tip test. Oh, I get nervous. I can hear the wood. Just want to make sure it's not the steel. Tip's still fine. I hope the focus is okay on this. Tip's still fine. Edge check. Never Ready Knives. BlackRifle Survival version 2. Okay guys, so thinking other tests is we're just run along here. So we've done chopping, we've done notching, we've done tip tests, feather sticks. Really all that's left is just using this over time, you know, getting to know the knife more and more. Seeing how well the steel corrosion is with the CPM 3V. This is a super steel. It's very highly corrosion resistant. Very expensive steel, but it's well worth it. Where was I going with this? I need to start a fire. So we're going to go ahead and get back on those pieces we batoned earlier and get that plank back on, bring you guys down, and let's continue. So we got our piece of eucalyptus here. We got all of our tinder. I like seasoned eucalyptus. This stuff actually feathers really nicely. Surprising. Okay, moment of truth. Had smoke, so I just throw sparks at it. Oh, gotta plant it. Losing it again. Man. Okay. Let's say that is sufficient. Never Ready Knives, BlackRifle Survival. We've made fire. Alright guys, Chris, BlackRifle Survival. Wanted to wrap this video up and say thank you for stopping in and watching my knife review. So first for me, knife performed flawlessly. Picked up a few things that I'm going to be changing in the future. I'll probably get with Josh on that. Aesthetically, looks great. Of course I designed it, so it's got to look good. No, but honestly guys, I really think that the knife performed as it was envisioned, and I'm very happy with that. I think for the third version, I'm probably going to change the pommel here for something that's exposed, so that way if I want to crack a pine cones or a coconut, I have the ability to do that. Also, if I need to, I can use that as a scraper. Of course, I can use the 90 on the back, but what I'm going to probably do is lengthen the blade just a tad, so we'll maybe get about 5 inches to 6 inches. I think that would be a good sweet spot for this. As far as a belt carry knife, it's really comfortable on my hip. I didn't really notice that it was there until I sat down, but that's fine. The sweep here was really comfortable. I'll probably add jimping to that. I think that would help with my grip a little bit and would look cool. And I think one thing I might do is make this a little more slender. It's a little large on the swell, but everything's fine. My hand didn't slip, it fits in real nice. My favorite feature was the troil. That was a good placement for it, and I'm really happy with that. You guys saw it feather. I don't feather well on my channel, and this knife made me look really good feathering sticks, so you know, what can I say? BlackRifle Survival version 2 survival knife. More to come soon. Stay tuned. Catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.